On excuses. There's always an excuse. One superpower humans seem to have, which is actually a super weakness, is the ability to rationalize anything. This leads us to often lying to ourselves by creating excuses or taking semi-reasonable excuses and making them impenetrable. There's a saying that has stuck with me for most of my life. There are people who make excuses and there are people that get things done. It merely takes a little looking around to see that there are people who have enormous challenges and minimal resources, and yet they still manage to get things done in extraordinary fashion with great success. This should be enough to tell most of us that we can do it too. I believe we've all made excuses. I certainly have. But I often recognize that I'm making excuses, that I didn't necessarily need to stop me from achieving what I said I was going to achieve. The more I am honest with myself and present with this, the more I recognize this behavior before it becomes an outwardly expressed excuse. At the end of the day, and certainly at the end of one's life, do we want to look back and see a trail of excuses that stopped us from reaching our goals? Do we want to admit defeat in completing the book we wish to write, or the trip we hope to take, or the relationship we wanted to mend, or the level of fitness we wished to achieve? Because of whatever excuse you can think of. There's always seemingly good reasons to not do it, but they're rarely as good as the reasons to do it. I guess a good litmus test for the true weight of any excuse is asking yourself the following question in all honesty. Do I really want to achieve this thing that my excuses are blocking me from accomplishing? In other words, if this is a goal of yours, is it really your goal? Does this goal really mean as much to you as you say and think it does? It requires radical honesty, especially if we allowed multiple excuses to block the way multiple times. Is the desire to succeed in this endeavor greater than the lure of comfort, convenience, and staying the same? In complete self-honesty, we need to reflect if the goals that we are choosing for ourselves are truly important enough to knock any excuse down on the way to achieving them. We need to be ready to face the fire and walk upon the coals to achieve our real goals. Excuses are clues. They tell us that we are either too emotionally dysregulated to handle the pressure of challenge and success, or that we are aiming not where our true self really wants to go. Perhaps they tell us other things as well. What do you think?